Today I am announcing my intention to step down as First Minister and leader of my party.
Nicola Sturgeon is, by her own admission, one of the most polarising figures in British politics today. Announcing her shock resignation in a hastily arranged press conference, she cited personal reasons and denied it had anything to do with the recent gender law controversy, which we explained in an earlier video, claiming she'd been wrestling with this decision for weeks.
This decision is not a reaction to short-term pressures. Of course, there are difficult issues confronting the government just now, but when is that ever not the case?
So where did it all go wrong for the First Minister? Let's look back at the controversial Scottish leader's career and examine what really led to her downfall. Nicola Sturgeon first shot to prominence during Scotland's independence referendum, effectively tasked by then SNP leader Alex Salmond to run the independence campaign. When 55.3% voted no, Alex Salmond announced his resignation. Sturgeon received huge support to be Salmond's successor, formally becoming leader on the 18th of November 2014. A year later, she led the SNP to a landslide victory, winning 56 of 59 Scottish seats at Westminster, and has continued to lead the party for 9 years. However, during her tenure, she would ultimately fail in her quest for Scottish independence, narrowly survive a scandal involving her predecessor Alex Salmond, and face criticism for her harsh COVID response. She called for less divisive politics before telling the BBC that she detested the Tories.
I detest the Tories and everything they stand for.
Was a staunch advocate of Scotland's return to the EU, and leaves as Scottish businesses are left reeling from nearly 10 years of high taxes, low growth, and anti-business policies. But despite all of this, it appears the fallout from her divisive gender recognition laws and the trans prisoner scandal were the straws that broke the camel's back. Her gender bill would have allowed any Scot over the age of 16 to change their legal sex simply by signing a statutory declaration without the need for a medical gender dysphoria diagnosis. She faced further public outcry when a double rapist with male genitalia was initially placed into a female jail. Sturgeon failed to take quick action, refused to call Isla Bryson, born Adam Graham, a man, and was ridiculed for her confusing and contradictory explanations.
I think you just referred to Isla Bryson using the word her. Why did you say that?
I can't remember. I'll take your word for it.
Trans women are women, but in the prison context, there is no automatic right for a trans woman.
So there are contexts where a trans woman is not a woman?
No, there is.
After huge public backlash, Sturgeon backtracked and insisted all men, including trans women, would be housed in male prisons. But having angered both sides of the trans debate, it seemed she had just signed her own political death warrant. Her mentor-turned-enemy, Alex Salmond, slammed her gender bill as a major misstep.
I find it incredible that she, as clever as we know that she is, has made so many blunders in recent years that she's led herself to this point.
But she's, while on independence, left the SNP without a strategy as well as without a leader.
And Mike Graham has likened her to another controversial politician who recently resigned, saying she felt she couldn't go on.
Jacinda Ardern basically came out and said that she didn't have anything left in the tank. Nicola Sturgeon, similarly, has become very unpopular in Scotland over the course of the last few weeks, not least because of her backing and her maniacal kind of devotion to this trans rights issue. And she has fallen as a result of that.
So, do you agree with Mike's assessment of Nicola Sturgeon? Will you lament her resignation, or will you, as Sturgeon said herself, cope just fine? It remains to be debated whether she had the country's best interests at heart, or if her obsession with woke politics brought her down. Let us know what you think, and become an ambassador for the embassy of Mike Graham by subscribing to the channel.